Hey guys, how's it going? I was requested by a friend to cast this game, so we're just gonna check it out. He said it was pretty tight. So what do we got here? It looks like a quick battle, judging from the map choice. This isn't something I would usually see on the Anticity ladder. And on the Skaven side, we've Gutter Runners, Extras Triads, Deathmaster Snitch. Let me guess, Natty Boob Sharpshooter. All right, everything here's invisible. I'm starting to grasp that. I'm a little slow, but I'm getting there. So Skaven are all invisible, a bunch of extras, Triads, Death Runners, Gutter Runners, and the like. On the High Elf side, we have Shadow Warriors, Silver Helms, Shadow Warriors, just a crap ton of Shadow Warriors. Silver Helms, Major Fire, Arcane Phoenix, some Rangers hiding in the trees, and a Lethanar out front. Alright, so it's two Stealth Archer builds versus each other. That's interesting. Skaven right away are going to start advancing up. They're pretty keen to get on top of these Shadow Warriors, but these Silver Helms are going to give them trouble. I wonder how Eshin Triads will do against Silver Helms. Well, we're not going to find out today. Skaven are still running up on these Shadow Warriors. Shadow Warriors are slower, so they actually will get caught. Silver Helms might have to turn around and help them, whether or not they want to do that. Skaven right flank is pushing up through the forest, just trying to get involved, while the left flank is already fighting a little bit. They're pulling back. I don't know what they're scared of there, honestly. Probably worried about the Silver Helms countercharging, but no, you're going to run in anyway. But maybe they're just waiting for the Death Runners to catch up and Deathmaster Stench. Now the Silver Helms pile in. The Extras Triads, the Eshin Triads are just getting murdered. Over here, Death Runners are running over to fight the Lethanar, doing pretty good there. Natty Boba Sharpshooters teeing off into some Silver Helms. They're protected by more Eshin Triads, so they'll be okay in that fight. Silver Helm's down to half health over here. These Eshin Triads stopped taking damage and started winning a bit, absolutely murdering these Shadow Warriors with your Death Runners and Snitch. The center's gone pretty bad for the Skaven, but they're pulling back. They have some kiting elements they don't have to worry about too much. Eshin Triad stabbing some Silver Helms, trying to protect the Natty Bubo Sharpshooters, which are at 19 models, so if they can stabilize, they'll have pretty much full firing power, even at 1/3 health. And the right flank is coming to join us at last. There's a fight in the woods going down here. It looks like Rangers are getting into combat with the Viction's Death Squad and Deathmaster Stick, which is not going well for them at all, but they were trying to bail out the Shadow Warriors, so it makes sense. Over here, an Arcane Phoenix is getting drilled by some Ninja Stars. Death Runners rallying. The Skaven in general are just pushing in. Pushing in hard on the High Elf forces. There was really no reason for them to sit back. So Rangers are coming out of the trees now, realizing that they have to fight and help their Silver Helms and Archers out. These Rangers are almost dead. And there's more Rangers in the woods, too. Some very unique builds from both of these players, as the Shadow Warriors are dueling with the Gutter Runners with Poison, though I think that that's slightly favoring the Gutter Runners with Poison. Obviously, Poison lowering their attacks. Death Runners running over, killing the Shadow Warriors, and I believe that's a Burning Head coming down, so that's going to do about as much damage to both sides. But its leadership debuff is enough to push the Death Runners away. Natty Boopas are back in line, shooting off into some Shadow Runners. Death Runners are rallying over here. Still some skirmish elements, and the Arcane Phoenix is actually down to half health already, which bodes well for those skirmishers. Shadow Warriors just shooting in the trees, and generally the Skaven are winning this tree fight pretty well. Deathmaster getting blasted in the face, and I'm just realizing that the Skaven don't have a mage. I don't think they do. But apparently they don't need one, as they are currently doing quite well without. Snitch running up, he's going to try to probably get on this Mage of Fire and do a ton of damage here, supported by the Eshin Triads. That's going quite well. Death Runners fighting a 1v2 over there and actually trading pretty good for themselves. And that Mage of Fire is almost dead already, getting completely worked on. There's some poison range support over here to lower the stats of the units fighting Snitch and get them out alive. But Snitch is just murdering these elves. Good lord. I almost feel sorry for them. Almost. Don't really, because they're elves, but eh. And it looks like the High Elf player concedes, and that is a victory for Skaven Blade. Congrats. Yep, in the post-game screen, I can see that there is no mage here. Just poison-coated steel. Cool build. I mean, it worked. Versus High Elves. Okay, so I always, I think you should have a mage. It's a quick battle, so maybe we shouldn't look too hard at this, but I always think you should have a mage. And the Eshin Sorcerer isn't that bad. The reason the Eshin Sorcerer is almost never taken is because summons are so good. But objectively, the Eshin Sorcerer is not bad. You can take Ninja Stars, and then it'll be like 700 gold. He's decently tanky on his own. So if you wanted to do this build, I would take an Eshin Sorcerer, cut one of your Gutter Runners for it, or maybe one of the Eshin Triads because they're kind of bad. But yeah, just get the Ninja Stars because then you can poke at Phoenixes or Eagle Riders in the air. Assassin's never bad, but you're running a little low on infantry at this point. Yeah, that's what I recommend if you want to stick with the full stealth meme build, because I'm not against a good meme. As for the high elf player, this build's fine. It's fine. It's not good. It's fine. My problem with it as a Skaven player is, and you can disagree if you want, but what I found is high elves can win this matchup two ways. They can hard rush you with a bunch of cav, or they can kite the crap out of you. Like with the cav rush, you probably want like 2 Phoenixes, Larry on her bird, and then a bunch of Silver Helms and some Rangers, and you're fine. The kite the crap out of you build is a bunch of archers, Illyrian Reaver archers too, and some Eagle Claw bolt throwers that do actually really well against Skaven Lords, and then some cav to clean up the scraps. But generally builds like this, I've seen struggle against Skaven where you try to do both, and then you're kind of not that good at either. So let's say in this build, if he had the full kite, he probably would have died because of the Vanguard. But if he did have the full Silver Helms and double Phoenix and Larry kind of thing, he would definitely win. That rush would just be too much for this. But like, I don't know, because let's zoom out and say even a traditional Skaven build, Skaven Slaves, some Giselles, Poison Wind, and etc. I still think this build would struggle because the Shadow Warriors would walk up and just get poisoned, and they're dead. Rangers would get poisoned, and they're dead. And you only have 2 Silver Helms to try to overwhelm the Rat Ogres. So there's no critical mass. There's no critical mass of archers that you can't poison them all before they've murdered most of your front line and your archers. And there's no critical mass of cav or monsters that could attack so many angles that I can't move Rat Ogres anymore. I don't know. I know that was a bit of a tangent. This is just a quick battle, but I was talking about in general because I think I was facing someone today in Cool Umbrellas tournament. And I was talking to Houseplant about it, and a very similar thing happened where I was fighting high elves, and their build wasn't bad. It's just I thought it was too well rounded, and therefore couldn't leverage any one angle to actually punch through my Skaven lines. So as a Skaven player, I'm just telling you, I hate to see dedication to one thing. When I see a well-rounded build like this one, I'm usually like, all right, I'm going to be okay this game. That's just my thoughts. Anyway, have a nice night.